Right, just started my journey on the Colchester Orbital. It's something that was devised, it's been thought of for a while, but was sort of devised during lockdown last year, 2020. It's a circular walk all the way around Colchester. Starts off in Highwoods Country Park, and I will document it as I go around. So off we start. First climb of the day. Never looks very steep when you're filming it, but well, I suppose it isn't that steep. It's a very nice day out. My original plan was to have a full pack with all my camping gear, just so I can start getting used to carrying the weight. I was quite pleased with myself because when loaded I actually got my base weight down to about 15 kilos, so it's not bad. Happy with that. Probably skim a little bit as time goes on. Yeah. Right. Further onward. Yeah, I don't normally wear hats. I'm not really a hat person, but the sun is quite strong, so I felt I should really wear a hat. I do work outside all the time, so but I'm wearing a hard hat all day long, so therefore I do wear a hat while I'm out in the sun. So I thought it prudent to wear a hat today. Right, okay. We're out of Highwoods Country Park. That's quite nice. I've been there before, but not to have a wander around. We're now on the cycle path. It's the whole idea of this route, from what I can remember from the blurb, is that they decided to join up all the green spaces around Colchester to devise this route. It's divided into 3 sections, and basically, you can just do one section and then cut back, and there's routes leading into the town centre from the start and from the finish, so that's all good. Yeah, you can do over 12 miles if you take the slight shortcut that they've put down, or you can do 15. I'm hoping to do the 15. Right. Ever onwards. Well, so far, a lot of the roads, a lot of the path is like this. Frequented by many dog walkers. Not that that particularly bothers me, because, as you know, I'm a dog walker myself, but yeah, hopefully we've only done a couple of miles, so we've got a way to go yet, and hopefully the path gets better. Yeah, once again we're walking on, just crossed a sort of a fairly major road, but farmland to my left, and we come up to a footpath just up here, so hopefully it gets a little bit more rural. But I suppose when you think about it, if you're going to do a circular tour of a large town like Colchester is, then you got to expect some urban walking. Yeah. So all in all, not bad. Quite enjoying it. Forever onwards. Yeah, a bit more like it. We're out in the fields. I just come across there. We walked along that line of trees and then up the edge of this field, and now we're heading out to another road in the distance. We've got to cross that. I think before go around, and I'm looking. Actually, it's going to be quite interesting because where I'm working at the moment, we think we've only got about another a month or two on that site, and they told me that they want me to move over to a site in Colchester, and this footpath actually walks right past it. And when I was checking it out a week or so ago, right behind the site is a very large woodland, and this path that I'm taking will actually go through that woodland, so it gives me a good chance to check out some possible stealth camping spots. Yeah, do a day's work, head into the woods, spend the night in the woods, go back to work. So I think that sounds really quite interesting. Yeah, so ever onwards. I just come over the mainline railway bridge, mainline to from London to Norwich, that is. Yeah, certainly more rural now, and that's a beautiful sky. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of breeze, so it's I think the temperatures they were saying it's going to get up to in these parts about 25 this afternoon. To a certain extent, I'm hoping I'm nearly finished by then. Yeah, but the footpaths diverge just up here. You've got the A route and the B route. As I said earlier, you can take, well, I call them shortcuts, but there's alternative routes. The A route tends to be a little bit shorter, and on this section it is actually about 2 miles shorter than the B route. This is the longest section between Highwood Country Park and the Hive, which I've walked from on many occasions. Yeah, so I intend taking the B route on all 3 sections, making, as I said, a total of 15 miles. Hopefully this sun won't get the better of me. Got plenty of water, and I know for a fact that there's a few shops on the route, a few shops and cafes, so I'm hoping that if I need to, I can replenish my supplies. Right, okay, ever onward. That's my way down there. You can just make out the path going right across the middle of the field. I just come through this kissing gate, through this extremely worn path that's come through here. Yeah, looks now getting quite nice. Gone are the urban influences, and we're now right in countryside. The A120 is over to my left, and you might just be able to make out, hear the drone of the traffic. But I'm heading for these woods. And then I think there's a bit of a climb up to the ridge. So I think I might have my first short water break in there as well. So I'm starting to feel a little bit thirsty, and on days like this you need to make sure you're really quite hydrated. So right, ever onwards. Nice pleasant stream running through here. Mind you, the stream has broken round the bridge, so there's a little bit of a stride to get across. But yeah, nothing too difficult. But good water source, because that stream looks quite clean. Okay, you still obviously filter it, but looks better than some of the mucky streams I've seen around here. So we're now onwards through the undergrowth, as it were. I ain't stopped for me drink yet. I think I'll stop there. And the path comes under that. It looks like trees obviously falling across the path. But a bit of stooping. But it's another, I wouldn't say steep uphill climb, but yeah, feel it. And it continues. Ever onwards. Walking along paths like this, you wish you hadn't actually put shorts on, but there you go. So as we come out in yeah, wasn't too bad. So, ever onwards. Yeah, not completely clear this little bit. I naturally just carried on walking up this rather wide path here, but it ends about 100 yards up, just in a locked gate, which is wrapped heavily in barbed wire. So obviously the farmer doesn't want people climbing over it. So I've just walked back and walked up the right path. Not a great problem. So, oh well, ever onwards. Well, my first start of the trip. So I'm cross over this and into the woods. See what joys they bring. These are the site that I believe that I'm meant to be going to is literally just over there. You might not be able to see it on this walk, but it is literally just over there. So it's a nice easy walk up the road along the edge of this field and into the woods. You know, hardship. So yeah, I shall be looking at these woods with that in mind for a couple of little stealthies. Okay, ever onwards. Well, that was another reasonable climb. We started up in the corner of that field over the other side of the valley, come down, across the stream, and then up the side of this field. Who said Essex was flat? Yeah. It's nice to be out in the open countryside though. Ever onwards. Back onto tarmac paths. We're now back on the A route again. We completed the 2-mile detour around the B route. So we're not that far from the end of the first section. So all good so far. Just come through a field of cows, and they had calves with them as well, so they were all standing on the footpath, so I decided to give them a wide berth. Prudence being the better point of valour, I think, if that's the right saying. Yeah. I'm right at the top of the hill, in the field beyond the cows. What do I find? A bloody shopping trolley. They get everywhere. Ever onwards. One way to get over the railway. Now on Hive Quays, I've walked this way many times. This is the start of the Wivenhoe Trail. So I'm now by the side of the River Colne. Yeah. Tides coming in, looking at the current. Like the main line railway, I will pass this later. So, ever onwards. Right, okay, now a bit busy section of road here. I ain't on it for long though. The instructions say cross over and look for a yellow arrow which says public footpath, and that is over there. We've got to get over there. So okay. Boards are a little bit bouncy. It feels really strange to walk on. Oh well. Ever onwards. Right, we're now walking through the Bourne Valley. Still part of the Colchester Orbital. This is the second section now, so we're around about the 7-mile mark, so we're almost halfway. Right, I presume I continue along here. Presumption is never a good idea, so I better check. But yeah, quite pleasant. Nice little pond there. Let's just drop down here and we'll have a look. Very nice. Okay people, I'm going to check my route. Ever onwards. This is the stream that feeds that little pond Just nice to see it so clear. Trouble is all the little streams around on my way, I've either got bloody shopping trolleys in or a load of rubbish. So yeah, it's nice. Right, now walking across Middlewick Ranges. We're only on the edge of it. I haven't seen any flags flying, although I thought I heard some shots earlier. So, but we're only cutting across the corner, so hopefully we'll be okay. They wouldn't be firing this close to the road anyway. Yeah. Yep, we're coming up to the 8 mile mark, so we're over halfway. Still going strong. Although the heat is a bit of a problem, I must admit. It is warm. I'm probably not drinking enough. So, ever onwards. Okay. Just walk around the garrison. Says something about being in a garrison town. There's shots going off inside all the time, and people was walking past me, just not flinching. I suppose they get used to it. Right, okay, at this junction here, section A of the second part of the walk joins in with section B. So I haven't got too far to go till I finish section. This section just gives me one last section to do, so not going too bad. Okay, ever onwards. Most of the walking is a bit like this at the moment, really quite boring urban stuff along tarmac paths. Impressions of the walk so far? Well, yeah, it's not bad. I wouldn't do it again, but it's worth doing. Maybe wouldn't do it such a hot day, because walking on tarmac is not the best for you. So there we go. Like I said, ever onwards. Well, the last few miles have been like this. Not good. Certainly not good on my feet. I'm going to walk on this for 800 yards, which is about half a mile, and then we walk on another road. So this section is not fantastic. So far, the B portion of the first section was best, because that's all out in country, walking on footpaths through woodlands. How you can call this connecting green spaces, I really don't know, because you just walk along the side of a road. So yeah, unfortunately my impression is changing on this walk. It sounded like a good idea, but yeah, too much of this tarmac. Yeah, just too much tarmac really to make it comfortable. Okay, the weather don't help. It's pretty hot, which is probably making the tarmac quite hot, which is definitely affecting my feet. Probably done 9-10 miles at the moment. I'm not quite sure. I should be fine, but I might am starting to feel it. Oh well, ever onwards. Found a bench. I'm just going to have a sit down for just for 5 minutes. Just had a look at the pedometer on my phone. It says I've done something like, I think it's 23,300 steps so far, 10.17 miles, an average speed of 2.6 miles an hour. I'm happy with that speed. I had no intentions of rushing. You can't rush, not in weather like this. But yeah, I must admit, this again, that I've looked at. I mean, this is all off the phone. The phone tells me where I am at the moment. It's 24 degrees. It feels hotter than that, I must admit. There's no breeze, and yeah, my water's warm. I brought 1.5 litres out with me, which should be okay. But I'm not a big water drinker, but I have been drinking it. I've drunk about half of it so far. I've got about just under 5 miles to go. So yeah, not bad. Another couple of hours and I'll be back at the car. So to say, I'm not rushing it. This last section has been a killer. As I said to you, the Colchester Orbital is split up into 3 sections. The first section wasn't too bad. There was a little bit of tarmac walking on that, and then because I chose to do the longer version, it meant that I was walking on it meant I was walking on footpaths through woodlands, and that was quite nice. So I don't like wearing hats. I only put a hat on because of the weather today. Keep the sun out. I try and keep the sun out of my eyes. Try and keep the sun off my head. Yeah, so that was the first section. The first section weren't too bad, really. I probably shouldn't really be giving my impressions of the walk until I've actually finished it, because say I'm very, very close to the end of section 2. It's literally just down one more road that we've got to walk down, and then that'll be it. So I don't really know what section 3 is going to hold for me. It could be just the same as section 2, but we will find out. Oh well, I'm going to have another swig of my water. Put my bag on my wet back because my back is absolutely soaking, and we'll go from there. Right, ever onwards. It's a little bit better. Well and truly on the final section now. So that's about 4.5 miles, possibly a little bit less. So yep. Even this path has been actually tarmacked at some point. At least it offers a bit of shade, which is something. So that's nice. Okay, ever onwards. Okay, people, this is the River Colne, which, if you remember rightly, we passed a good few hours back when it was that very dirty tidal stretch at Hive Quay, which is only a few miles upstream. So yep, surprising how quickly it can change. Right, more road walking. We'll be coming up to the railway soon. That'll be my last crossing of the railway. Not too far. Colchester in the distance there. We're heading to those woods up there, then we're going to go through them for a short way, and you can see the railway line just there. We go under that, then yeah, shouldn't be more than a couple of miles after that, and we're back at the car. Right, we're just coming to Chantry Wood. Yeah, it's a short walk up through here under the railway. As I said, it's been quite a brutal day, or brutal afternoon so far. There's not much further to go. I think I'm running out of water. A couple of shops that they said would be available on the route, both have been closed, so they haven't been helpful. So, oh well. Onwards and upwards. It's quicker now to sort of go on the route than go for a shortcut, so oh well. As you can see, more road walking. I'm now in the grounds of Colchester Hospital. I think the morgue is just over there, so I think I'll just knock on their door because that's the way I'm starting to feel at the moment. But not too far away now, it's less than a mile. So as I say, I've run out of water. I've not found any shops en route. Can't say I've actually found a pub either, so it's not fantastic for refreshments. There is a shop where I've parked the car, but it's like the visitor centre, so I'm not really sure whether they're going to sell drink, because I could do with unfortunately I've run out of water, so I could do with some drink. I think I took my last sip about a mile ago. Oh well. Ever onwards, not far. Okay. And as we enter the woods for the last time. Highwoods Country Park. 300 metres to the car. Kaboom. Right, finally back. Let's see if that shop is open for food. Well, as you can see, people, back at the car, all done and dusted. Managed to get to the shop in time, hence the cornetto and a can of cold drink and a can of cold water. I am thirsty. What do I think of it? The Colchester Orbital. Well, first I like to say that I probably picked the wrong day to do it. 25 degrees at some point, probably a little bit warmer than that. Not a great deal of shade. Lots and lots of tarmac walking. Not so much road walking, but tarmac walking, paths that the sort of like the developers have put in around houses and whatever. The best bit was probably the B section of the first section, which was slightly longer. That went out into the countryside and was walking a lot on footpaths and through woodland. The last two sections, although they're a little bit shorter, that was nearly all on roads and footpaths. So yeah, a really hot day is not the day to do it. Anything of interest as you walk around? No, not really. You walk past the barracks, but again you can't really do any filming because there's cameras up all around there, and you don't want to be arrested for spying or anything like that. Whether you would or not, I don't know, but you probably would. So that's not a good idea to film around there, so I didn't. Yeah, being it was a hot day, I thought the water that I had with me, which was just under 2 litres, would have been enough, but I ran out about two miles out, and by the time I got here I was literally, you know, panting for some water. Unless you go off piste as such, there doesn't appear to be any shops or pubs for that matter en route. So for refreshments, that doesn't bode well. It's always nice to sort of, like, you know, have a pub or something halfway around that you can stop and have something to eat. They did say that there was a cafe at the end of the first section, but it's all to do with the students, and it's just not open at the moment. So would I do it again in its entirety? No. You can do the first section, and there's, if you look at the, and I'll put the link to their website so you can have a look at it for yourself. There are what they call their spokes, which run from the town centre out to the start and finish at each section. So you could do like a section, as the Americans call it, a section hike, quite easily. Yeah, so I might do it. I probably would do that again, but maybe pick a better day to do it. Don't get me wrong, it was a beautiful day, but just too warm. So if you watched this far, thanks for watching. Yeah, likes are nice, comments are even better. Yeah, so thanks once again. See you in the next one.